Hey guys, what's up? Today I bring you this little Total War Shogun 2 battle that I fought on the Chikugo River map against a guy named Snafu. So let's look at my army. I have some archers. I have 3 units of those, and they are veteran bow Ashigaru, but I always start with his leg. I don't know what's causing it. I have 4 units of Yari Ashigaru, and 2 of them are veterans, 2 of them are ordinary Yari Ashigaru. I have 3 units of veteran Katana Samurai, and I have these 2 units of veteran Yari Cavalry. While my opponent got lots of guys hidden in the woods, and visible he got his Yari Samurai, Yari Ashigaru, 3 units of Katana Samurai, 1 unit of Nodaki Samurai, 1 unit of Longsword Ashigaru, this Yari Samurai, this Bow Ashigaru. I believe he has 2 or 3 units of Bow Ashigaru. And I am moving to this island in the middle of the river because I noticed he was planning to camp in the woods, and so I came to him. And I am moving my cavalry. Yeah, one nice thing about map with lots of woods is that you always you're basically plagued by your advisor telling you, "Ooh, hidden units." Yeah, and it's like 10 times per minute or so because units keep getting into the woods, hiding. When they move, they come out of hiding, and well, it's kinda annoying. In any case, he started to shoot my cavalry, and so I put him in the open formation, and yes, detaching some Yari cavalry which was previously hidden to cover his flank, and so I move further away, and my plan is to cross the river here and take a good position on one of those hills so that I can get a downhill charge on this cavalry if it allows me to. Here I move my archers forward, and I start to fire these guys. As you can see, you get Bow Warrior Monks, and the Bow Ashigaru. And the Bow Warrior Monks can be pretty deadly, but my archers are very elite. I mean, these guys are level 6, these guys are level 5, and these guys are level 6, so they can hold against Warrior Monks in an archer exchange. As you can see, we keep moving each other's cavalry. He moved it here, and I'm gonna cross the river. And I believe this is the moment I noticed that I forgot to move my General Lois here. In any case, as you can see, my opponent was using a pretty good technique of his map, which is just to keep his units in this wood so that I don't know exactly where they are. And since you can move units in the woods in Total War Shogun 2, this is very nice to surprise your opponent, because if I want to attack, I have to come all across the river and into the forest, and these units will be visible only when I'm very close to them. So this is a good tactic on my opponent's side. Here he moved back his cavalry and allowed me to conquer the high ground. Probably didn't want to risk his Yari Cav. There we are, guarding his rear. And visibly even my archers running. Yeah, here we are. The cowards. I hate you so much. But in any case, we're doing their job, which is to absorb enemy archer fire. And since warrior monks are crazy accurate, this is actually a very useful job on my archer's part. Here my opponent was detaching some spear guys, his Yari Ashigaru, Yari Samurai, to help his Yari cavalry to get my cavalry. He is charging uphill and I'm charging downhill, and this is gonna be pretty bad for his own cavalry. You can see they're taking very heavy losses. Sorry for his lag. But he sends in his Yari Ashigaru and his Yari Samurai coming as well, so I retreat. This unit is wavering, but I believe I will manage to retreat it. And I am retreating far away, basically here, so that his cavalry can chase me, but his men are too slow. These are me of archers running, and here I am basically rushing forward with my melee troops, and I did a stupid thing because I sent my general first, so he's getting shot. And my opponent made a pretty big mistake in my opinion, because as you can see he kept chasing me with his Yari Samurai and Yari Ashigaru, so he's keeping these units out of the fight. Well, here I lost one unit of Yari Cavalry, but my guys are veterans and these guys are not, I believe. So, as you can see, in Shogun 2, quality nearly always wins against quantity. And I'm saying nearly always because it looks like I'm losing now. But it was 2 versus 1 on my opponent's side, so and I managed to destroy his 2 units in any case before his Yari guys came in. And he's moving back his archers, of course, and it was a pretty big melee between my guys and his own. As you can see, most of my forces are concentrated here. Sorry, I rallied my unit, as you can see, and I used a stand and fight ability. And I used ability, I don't know what ability I used because the red circle is white inside, but I think it's War Cry or something like that. In any case, as you can see, my Katana Samurai managing to hold 4 enemy units at a time, because only one of those units is veteran and they are longsword Ashigaru, so really no match for my samurai. Here he has his general firing with his bow, and I'm firing at him with my bows. And this is one of the reasons that I would never advise people to get bows for their general's bodyguard, because if you can shoot your opponent's troops, it means that they can shoot you, and it's very risky to do so, to expose your general to fire. So after completing the leadership tree, I will probably, just go for melee defense, armor, and some melee attack maybe, but I don't think that I will ever go archer. In any case, as you can see, I basically won the fight here, because most of my opponents were just archer units, and so I left my Yari Ashigaru to keep them busy, and I shifted my Katana Samurai into this melee and tried to get his general, but he will run away, so I will directly charge against the back of his unit. And I'm also sending in my archers because they are out of ammo, so they're useless at present. He is coming in with his Yari Ashigaru and Yari Samurai, but that's way too late. He lost many men already against my superior units. It was a pretty bad idea for him to chase my cavalry with infantry. As you can see, one of his units run away, this unit run away as well, they're still wavering. Because my opponent actually chose quantity over quality. Because he had lots of Katana Samurai and the like, but none of those were veterans. So now he came in with his Yari Ashigaru and Yari Samurai, but I have 3 veteran sword troops. And even if they are somehow depleted, they can still destroy those spearmen every day. Well, besides of course my poor Yari Ashigaru, which is facing Yari Samurai, but that's what horrible like. So there's a nice melee between Katana Samurai and this Yari Ashigaru, which actually got pretty long swords in fact. They are almost katana-like. Oh yeah, lagging again. I don't know why. But in any case, as you can see, the battle is almost done. It's only left with 2 spear units against my 3 sword units and my archers, which are fighting. And now he's only left with this unit and his general. He's using his general to charge my general, which it's sort of a desperate move, because even if he wins and I manage to kill or rout my general, I still have all of his units, and being a samurai, most of them I'm not gonna rout even if the general dies, particularly because we are winning the battle. In any case, let's look at the melee between our general's bodyguards. And I believe being dismounted gives me some sort of bonus, I don't know. In any case, I also send in my archers and pretty much everything else I have, so yes, my general is wavering and now we're routed. But that changed a little because, yeah, my archer's morale dropped, but my melee troops morale stayed high, so stayed, yeah. Good news of participate, Norman Duke.
My lord, a glorious victory will soon be yours.
And this is basically the end of it. My opponent used a pretty good tactic, which was to stay hidden in the wood, but he made a big mistake of, dividing his forces, sending his cavalry and his 2 spear units, one of which was a samurai unit, against my cav to chase it, and so he left them out of the fight. This is not a pretty good tactic, and in fact it probably costed him defeat, with the decision of choosing quantity over quality, which I never recommend. In any case, good game to him, and thank you for watching. Ciao ragazzi!